This is the scariest story about the monster. There was a man whose name was Daniel, and he lived in a town where everybody said a monster lived in the woods and killed people and ate them. They also say never to go into the woods because you will die. Dan found this very ridiculous because he lives in the woods and he's never seen a monster.
Never go in the woods of southeast Oklahoma. On a foggy day in 1970, a group of high school kids are cruising the back roads of southeast Oklahoma. One of the boys had to pee, so they pulled over. He got out of the truck, walked about 50 yards into the woods so that he couldn't be seen. He heard a tree snap, looked up, and he's staring in the eyes of a creature 3 foot taller than any man. It had matted hair, red eyes, and blood dripping off of its chin. The boys ran as fast as they could back to the truck, yelling, "Start the truck, start the truck." But what happens next is terrifying. The boys go to the sheriff's department, and when the deputy goes out to investigate, all he sees is animal carcasses everywhere, and the legend of the Green Hill Monster was born.
Is this another Skinwalker caught on camera? First off, this image is of the Rake, which is this super creepy cryptid and urban legend that some people believe to be true. There's a video on my page explaining what it is. Now let's talk about this. It's creepy, not gonna lie. But he's wearing jeans! I can't! It scared me until I saw the jeans. I don't know what this is. Maybe someone's uncle fooling around. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Is this a Skinwalker or the Rake? Or I don't know. Also follow me on YouTube.
This is why you should sleep with one eye open. This demon loves to take souls while they're sleeping to a place called the Further. The Further is a place between heaven and hell in which the demon totally controls. He'll take your soul there while he possesses your body. He's violent, he's ruthless, he's cruel. He loves to cause pain to others. He appears in the 2010 movie Insidious, in which a family fights to save their son. If you try to fight him, good luck, for he has super strength and can send people flying from a push. If he tried to possess you while you slept, what would you do? Let me know in the comments.
I'm pretty sure this guy encountered a Skinwalker. Watch carefully. What the hell is that? I don't know, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
These two teenagers thought they were just going on a hike, but little did they know that it would cost one of them their lives and an encounter with one of the most infamous monsters to ever exist, La Llorona. It's the 1980s and Jasmine wants to impress the new boy in town, Brian, so she invites him on a hiking trip. It started off great, they're having fun and exploring, but then they hear thunder and it begins to rain. They ran for shelter, and while they were waiting, Brian points his finger and says, "Who's that lady?" Jasmine turns around, and when she sees her, her heart drops. She knows exactly who it is, La Llorona. Brian, not knowing, runs to save her. Once he gets close enough, he realizes who it is, but it's too late. La Llorona grabs him and throws him into the river. They found his body days later, but Jasmine never told anyone the truth in fear that they wouldn't believe her. This human monster terrorized London for decades, and the crazy part is, they were never able to catch him. Jack the Ripper is infamous for unaliving dozens of people, specifically women of the night, but what he did in 1888 would put him down in history. In a span of a few months, he was able to unalive 5 victims, and after he was done, just like that, he disappeared, and we never heard from him again. Many believe that he's a man with experience in medicine or butchery based on the way he brutalized those bodies. A huge reason why people are fascinated with this case is unfortunately they never caught the monster who did this, and to this day no one has paid for these horrific crimes.
What the fuck is that?
If you ever see this creature in real life, just know something bad is about to happen to you. The Mothman has been seen right before world major disasters like the Twin Towers, Chernobyl, and the wars in Afghanistan. It was first sighted in 1966, Point Pleasant, West Virginia by a newlywed couple. They were so scared they sped off, and the Mothman chased them even though they were going over 100 miles per hour. The very next year, in the same town, their main bridge collapsed and 46 people did not survive the impact. Many people believe that the Mothman had something to do with the disaster, or he was trying to warn them before it happened. Museums, movies, and even statues have been made of the Mothman, but to this day, we do not know or really understand what this monster truly is.
3 ways to survive a skinwalker. Number 1. Don't ever whistle in the woods. No matter if it's daytime or nighttime, that's a calling signal, meaning that you're letting the skinwalker know exactly where you are. Number 2. Pray as hard to whatever you believe in as possible. Skinwalkers are demonic creatures, being so that they were transformed this way because they are cannibals, and have killed before. Number 3. White ash tree rubbed bullets may be one of the only other ways to stop a skinwalker in its tracks. Of course, most people don't have those laying around, so if you're in an area where you think you may or may not be able to run into one, you may want to pack those just in case. Don't forget to like and follow for another episode.
Normal looking photos that have a disturbing backstory. Part 27. This photo shows an elderly couple doing the hokey pokey with a man named Dennis Rader, also known as the BTK Killer. He installed alarms for a living, and ironically, many clients booked his services to prevent him from entering their homes. This photo shows Luchadora Juana Barraza. She was sold to a man for 3 beers by her mother until her stepdad found her at age 17. Over the years that followed, she would strangle and rob over 45 old women that reminded her of her abusive mom. The man in the background is Christopher Wilde, aka the Beauty Queen Killer. This picture was taken on June 15th, 1984, and Chris is scouting future victims at a beauty pageant. This photo shows John Edward Robinson holding a baby girl named Tiffany. Just 1 day before this photo was taken, he murdered the baby's mother and gave Tiffany to his brother, saying that she was adopted. His brother, along with Tiffany, didn't find out the truth for 15 years.